Hey everybody, it's Up here Nadeau here from the Nadeau Real Estate Group and eXp Realty. Today I'm going to have the honor of interviewing somebody who is a mentor to me, who's become a good friend. His name's James Massey. He's from Atlanta, Georgia. I've been in the business 8 years. He's going to share with you guys how to hire an ISA and what is the process, to bring on an ISA to your company or to your team. We always talk about it. We always think about it. He's going to tell you how he did it. He's also going to tell you how he went from making $36,000 a year to $360,000 in 12 months. Listen in. This is going to be awesome.
Hey, my name is James Massey. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. And basically today what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you how I went from $36,000 in commissions to $360,000 in 12 months. Basically being my first ISA. The first thing to hire an ISA, you got to learn to actually be one yourself. The biggest thing that we did is actually figuring out how to make offers. Before, I used to make calls and talk to leads, and it was all about if I can relate with them, I could do a good job with you, and, have these great little 5-minute conversations with the person. And then after that 5-minute conversation, I'm thinking everything is great. But then afterward, I can't get back in touch with that particular person. Or I'll give them my lender's information and then they'll end up contacting my lender, but then they'll start ghosting me, but then find out later they bought a house with somebody else. I learned very quickly that in order to actually be a good ISA, you had to make offers. People want to know what's in it for them. They don't care about how great you are. It's what they're going to benefit from working with you. One of our offers that we actually do is like, hey, would you like to get a free list of homes in your market from all the real estate companies? And by the way, our list includes bank foreclosures, distress sale, company-owned property, and even off-market properties that you won't find anywhere else. In other words, they probably won't be on Zillow or Truly or Realty.com. This is a free service. You're never obligated to buy a home, but would this be helpful to you? You want to get a yes first. So once you get a yes, then you set up for the appointment for them to meet with you. After that, you actually show your value. I was the first ISA for my company first, but then, as we started to grow, as we started to build, as we started to book more appointments, it had got to a point where running the business and actually booking the appointments was kind of getting hectic. So I had to make a shift. I had to duplicate myself. Only what duplicates matters. If you're going to start pulling yourself out of the business, which is something that you should ultimately want to do anyway, you're going to have a process in place. In order to do that, because if you don't do that, you're going to have an employee that's going to leave. So if you truly want to, get yourself out of production, or more importantly, out of a particular job or a particular hat, you're going to have to be able to get somebody else trained to do it as good, or if not better than what you are. If somebody else, if that's their only job, they can be better than you. A lot of people think that nobody can be better than them. I have so many different hats, so many different things that I'm working on. So if you can get somebody that can specialize in ISA work or specialize in a particular area and focus in on it, they can be better than you. One of the characteristics that I look for is somebody that is teachable. You don't want to get anybody that's not teachable or think that they can do everything on their own. What I started going over with them is sticking to the script. So if I'm going to duplicate myself, I can't get somebody that's just going to go rogue, because otherwise I'm not going to get the same results that I was getting when I was actually making the phone calls. One of the things I did is I had them to write the script out themselves. Whenever somebody's writing the script out, they're going to memorize it even more so than if you're just rehearsing, doing role playing back and forth. They write the script out, and then we'll start doing the role playing back and forth. From that whole process, then what I'll do is listen to me as I make live calls. And I'll ask them questions like, what do you think about this? Why do you think I said this? You want to spend a lot of time initially, because that person literally is the engine to your business. So from that, I went to actually listening to their calls and then critiquing them from the whole process. Initially, when I first did it, I didn't listen to their calls. I just kind of put them out there, and the results was kind of sketchy a little bit. So I found out once I started listening to their calls and critiquing them, then I started getting the appointments booked on a regular basis. So from there, I had to hire my second ISA. Guess who trained my second ISA? The first ISA, because I put a lot of time and effort into them. So now, not only did I duplicate myself once, but I technically duplicated myself twice. So that's how you kind of grow, and you can have a whole ISA department or whatever. And that it goes with anything in business. You want to be able to have other people to fill some of those hats, so you can actually focus on something else within your business. That's my process. Like, making offers first. Making sure that you get a yes to your offer before you schedule the appointment to actually meet with them at their office. And then ultimately, finding somebody that's teachable, making them write everything down as far as the script itself, making them stick to the script, monitoring them, and making sure they're doing what you're saying you're going to do. So that's my process for one, being your first ISA, and then two, being able to hire your ISA. When it comes to paying an ISA, they got to be incentivized. So, what I tried to do initially when I first, were trying to bring somebody else, I was trying to put them on just commission, same as me. And what I was finding is that, as they wasn't necessarily being successful early, they would end up leaving because it's pipeline driven. So they book an appointment, an agent go on an appointment. After the agent goes on an appointment, then they'll start working with the client, and then there's a closing that's going to happen down the road. Well, for a real estate agent, that's pretty easy because we already understand that, we wake up and, we got to hunt and all this other stuff. But for an ISA, they don't see that process the same way. So what they're going to have to do is, what I quickly found is like they need a base salary. And that base salary, it can be $15 an hour, $20 an hour, just depending on, obviously where you are. In Georgia, it was a little bit cheaper. But, having a $15 an hour, and then at the same time, having a bonus structure based upon how many appointments they book, and going forward that way. So that's kind of what's my plan that I've been able to do, with an ISA.
Okay, well, that was just absolutely awesome, James. I'm sitting back and I'm watching and I'm listening, and everything made so much sense. But you've got it down pat. You've got it figured out, and that's how you go from making this amount of money to this amount of money. And it's all about leveraging yourself. And you've done a fantastic job sharing with us, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, man. It was a pleasure.
Good. Thank you.